This is Grade 6 Math, Chapter 3.4, Part 1, Real-World Problems Using Fractions and Decimals. Let's begin by multiplying decimals to solve a real-world problem. At a supermarket, a pound of almonds costs $3.90. If Jen wants to buy 4.5 pounds of almonds, how much will she have to pay? Well, if we know that 1 pound of almonds costs $3.90, and Jen's going to buy 4.5 pounds, we simply need to multiply 3.90 times 4.5. 390 times 4.5 equals $17.55. We can quickly check for reasonableness by estimating the value of $3.90 times 4.5. We can round $3.90 to $4, and we can round 4.5 pounds to 5 pounds. That'll tell us that our cost should be about $20. So $17.55 is a reasonable answer. Now try a problem like this on your own. Answer this question in your homework notebook, please. If the cost of carpeting is $8.60 per square yard, what would the cost be of carpeting 9.7 square yards? Press pause to complete this problem, and when you return, we'll divide. Now let's divide decimals to solve a real-world problem. A caterer sliced 6.5 ounces of cheese into pieces that weighed a half an ounce each. How many pieces of cheese did the caterer slice? Well, this is a simple division problem, right? We start with 6.5 ounces of cheese, and we want to know how many times we can put 0.5 into it. So we're dividing 6.5 by 0.5. 6.5 divided by 0.5 is 13. Therefore, our caterer sliced 13 pieces of cheese. Try these next 3 problems on your own. There are 2 on this screen, and there will be 1 on the next. Each require you to use division to solve a real-world problem. Press pause to complete these 2, and when you're ready, move on to the third. Here's the third practice problem for dividing decimals. Complete this one, and when you come back, we'll take a look at dividing whole numbers by fractions to solve problems. Now let's work through a problem where we'll divide a whole number by a fraction to solve a 2-step word problem. Chris works at a bakery. He bakes 14 loaves of banana bread. He sells 8 whole loaves to customers. Chris then cuts the remaining loaves into slices so he can sell the slices to customers. If each slice is 1/7 of a loaf, how many slices can Chris sell? All right, well, we begin with our 14 loaves minus 8 that are sold, leaving us with 6 loaves of bread. If Chris slices each of those 6 loaves of bread into 1/7 slices, that'll tell us how many slices he has to sell. So 6 divided by 1/7 is the same as 6 times 7, giving us 42 slices of bread. So Chris can sell 42 slices of banana bread at the bakery. Try these 2 problems on your own. Each require you to divide a whole number by a fraction to solve a 2-step problem. Press pause, and when you finish, come back and we'll work on dividing whole numbers by fractions to solve more multi-step problems. We'll finish up today's lesson with one last idea, and that is that we can divide a whole number by a fraction to solve multi-step problems. Let's work through this example together. A school district buys 96 packages of highlighters. 3/8 of the packages go to the English department, and the rest to the math department. The math department then gives 2/3 of each package to each math teacher working in the school district. How many math teachers will receive highlighters? All right, we begin with a model here that shows 8 packages of highlighters, 3/8 of which go to the English department, and 5/8 of which go to the math department. Now we can calculate how many packages go to the math department. There are actually 2 different ways that we can do this, and the example from the text here shows us both ways. The first way is to subtract the 3/8 that go to the English department and get the 5/8 that are left over. Then we multiply 5/8 times 96 to get 5 times 12, which tells us that 60 packages of highlighters go to the math department. The other way to figure it out is to show that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units that equal 96 packages. We can then calculate that 1 unit is valued at 12 packages and that 5 of those units went to the math department. Therefore, the math department got 60 packages of highlighters. However, this only answers half of our question. We know that 60 packages of highlighters go to the math department, but the department gives 2/3 of each package to each math teacher. So how many math teachers do we have? Well, let's go on to a fresh page and calculate. To review, we have 60 packages of highlighters, and 2/3 of a pack go to each teacher. So we want to figure out how many times does 2/3 fit into 60. So 60 divided by 2/3. We know how to solve this. We multiply by the reciprocal, giving us an answer of 90. So there are 90 math teachers that will receive highlighters. We'll finish up today with one last guided practice problem. This one's a little tricky, so don't worry if you get stuck. We'll work through it together tomorrow in class as well. This is a 2-step problem. Andrea buys 75 cups of cranberry apple juice for a party. She uses 2/5 of the juice to make punch. She then uses the remaining juice to pour single servings that are 5/6 cup each. How many single servings does Andrea pour? This first page will help you to calculate how much juice is remaining after Andrea pours out the 2/5 of the 75 cups. When you're finished with that step, move on to the next page, which will help you to calculate how many single servings she'll pour that are 5/6 cup each. Again, if you get stuck, don't worry, we'll work on this together in class tomorrow. This concludes part 1 of chapter 3.4. Tomorrow, we'll come back and solve some more real-world problems in part 2.